Hey everyone, Noble Comics here, and if you haven't seen this, I'm sorry that you had to find out this way. What you're seeing here is a panel from, I don't think this is in Donny Cates' official run of Thor, but this is Donny Cates' Thor, where Marvel and Fortnite cross over. And this is official, it is canon, and if anybody keeps up with Fortnite, I don't know why, if you do, then you've probably heard of this. In the game, too, they're having a big Marvel crossover event thing. Let me see if I can find that. So, yeah, this right here. I think they're calling it Nexus War or something like that, where Marvel characters going into the Fortnite game and they're fighting Galactus or something like that, which ties into Donny Cates' Thor run, which has a lot to do with Galactus. I haven't read it, mostly because I'm not a huge fan of Donny Cates. I think he's a great writer, honestly, but as a person, I don't know, I don't really like him. But this is where we are. And when I saw this, because I know they did like the Thanos thing in Fortnite, I was like, okay, that's cool, promote the upcoming movie or whatever. But it's bleeding over into the comics now, which is my territory, so to speak. So it's bleeding over into the comics, where we've got officially Fortnite characters in the comics. Not to mention, the clear stupidity of what? Thor being shot out of the air by the default skin. I think there's another panel where Thor smacks the dude in the chin with Mjolnir and, it doesn't immediately murder him. So I don't know what the power level is on the Fortnite characters. So ridiculously stupid. And this is what Donny Cates had to say about it on Twitter. People being upset about Marvel being a Fortnite. He said it's fun. Fun is allowed. It helps build a bridge for new and young readers, which is great. And then he does this dumbass thing that all these, SJWs do. There are bigger things to worry about. True, but you could say that about literally any problem ever. Isn't it so annoying when people do that? Like, if you say, oh man, I wrecked my car or whatever, and then somebody was like, there's a global pandemic going on, and there are people starving in Africa. You're so lucky to even have a car. It's like, okay, true, but still, that sucks. Sure, you're not allowed to be angry about it because there's a pandemic going on, and he probably means Donald Trump, too. Not allowed to be angry about it. And then, fun. Fun is allowed. Fun is allowed. You know what? I'll credit you that. Fun is allowed. And this part here, though, so this part's stupid. That part's fine. This part here is what I take issue with. It helps build a bridge for new and young readers, which is great. Now, that statement on its own is great. Sure, new and young readers coming into comics, that's awesome. Except, is it awesome? Is that always awesome? You think, oh, new readers, how can that be a bad thing? Well, think back a few years ago, we had a ton of new readers. They happened to be blue-haired SJW feminists and on, and they tanked the entire comic book industry into near oblivion. So, we did get a ton of new readers, but everybody else left because of it. So, I get wanting to grow the medium now, but my concern is, if you bring a bunch of, young teen Fortnite kids, my question is what's the influence that this is going to have on comics? Do you think Fortnite is going to become more like comic books? Or do you think comics are going to become more like Fortnite? Honestly, what do you think is going to happen if this turns out to be a success? I don't see a reality where comic books don't start to pander to kids like that. And these corporations don't know how to pander to kids. Especially now. I think back in the early 2000s, they had a pretty good grip. I mean, early 2000 comics were pretty good. They were pretty dark and serious and stuff, like Civil War and all that was going on. And the media at the time, like early 2000, 2003 and 2004, you had Teen Titans and Samurai Jack, you had Avatar The Last Airbender. All these shows that are just good. Kids can watch them. You know, there's nothing profane in there. There's nothing bad that would restrict kids from watching them. But there's nothing so stupid that would restrict adults from watching it either. Well, maybe some stuff, you know. It's obviously for children, but at the same time, it's just good quality. It's just good quality. Fortnite's not good quality. I'm sorry. And Marvel right now is not good quality. Fortnite makes a lot of money. Marvel does not make a lot of money. I think that's actually where this is all coming from. Compare that with today, because there's similar shows going on today. There's a Ninja Turtle show on today, like there was a Ninja Turtle show back in 2003. But you'll notice the shows today, like there's a Teen Titans, just like there's a Teen Titans. You know, very different. You went from good hand-drawn animation, actual like storylines and actual plot, and some actual depth, kind of trusting that, oh, even though these are kids or teenagers, they can still think, they can still understand themes, they can still understand something. You know, we don't have to make it completely dumbed down. But that mentality seems to have kind of been lost today, where a lot of these shows that replaced those old shows are just dumbed down. Very bland, generic, or just computer-done animation. And unbelievably stupid. Just numbs your brain. Or anybody over the age of, 8 can't sit down and watch it. Or it'll give you a headache. So, that's my concern here. Of course, the idea of having new readers is a good thing, but if the readers aren't coming in because they like comics, then that's a problem. If they're coming in because they like Fortnite, well, comic books aren't Fortnite. Marvel certainly seems to be wanting to head that direction, but I can tell you, the vast, vast majority of comic book patrons today are not young people. Now, if we can bring those young people in to like the stories we have now, that's one thing. But changing the industry to pander to these children in the hopes that they start becoming a comic book fan is a bad thing. So, hopefully this will be a little fun event. Hopefully some kids pick up a Wolverine book or something like that. That'd be cool. I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is a broader problem and a broader movement towards sort of the YA, and where DC's doing like the YA novels comic thing. Marvel seems to be moving to the toddler area for what they want their books to be. So I feel like it's getting tougher and tougher out there for people who actually enjoy comics and have actually been buying comics for a good period of time. You keep letting these people in who don't need to be in comics. I'm sorry, not everybody. It's not for everybody. We shouldn't have let it get this bad. Letting all these unqualified people get in whose opinions, it's like you're booing the books that we have because they're problematic or whatever. But then I see the stuff that you champion and it's so much worse. So I don't know. Just a lot of mistakes were made, for sure. Hopefully nothing too bad comes out of this whole thing, and it can just be passed over, and Donny Cates will just be known as, oh yeah, he did that Fortnite thing that one time. But if it does get bad, and it does become a trend where we're crossing over with more childish and childish mediums, and we see comics get watered down into, third grader reading material, then mainstream industry will be deader than they already are. Yeah, I guess we'll see how things go. Let me know what you guys thought about the video. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one.